You are listening to The Michael Lodge Show. Wealth, business, and taxes. Oh yeah, and some politics. Let's get started.
And hello, this is Mike Lodge. I'm glad that you have joined me. Well, Thanksgiving's over. Turkey is still being munched on, probably. Made into some really great sandwiches, soups. But the thought of Thanksgiving should not die. It should not end just because we cleaned off the table, washed the dishes, and went to the Black Friday clearance sales. The thought of Thanksgiving should not leave us. It should continue on. We should be thankful every single day for what we have. Every person that is in our life, every family member that is with us, every mom, every dad, every child, every grandparent. Always be thankful. You would be surprised how fast life goes. And you look back and you think, my God, I had so many opportunities to say something to that individual. To tell that individual that I love them. Or tell that person that, you mean so much to me in my life. You see, the thought of Thanksgiving and the principle of Thanksgiving should continue on throughout the year. I would suggest that for 2022 that we focus on being thankful. We have been hit by COVID and we survived. We have been hit by government lockdowns and yet we've survived. Inflation is going up and yet we're surviving. So we've come to that point where 2022 should really be a year of Thanksgiving because we have been through so much. On your New Year's resolution, I would strongly suggest that you put in your books, in your notepads, in your diaries, and whatever you keep your thoughts in. Make 2022 a Thanksgiving year, a year in which we say, my gosh, I've made it through tough times. I've made it through a pandemic. I've made it through depression. I've made it through a whole bunch of different things. And now I'm going to make it through 2022. And I am going to do great things because I am thankful. It's really not hard to be thankful. Because if you just take one moment a day, 1 minute a day, and look at the things that has happened in your life, the events that have shaped you, the downwardness of financials that have molded you into a better financial individual, the children that have come your way, the friends that have come your way, that have taught you something. You have so much to be thankful for. Most importantly, you have a God that loves you very, very much. And you should say, Lord, thank you for another day. Thank you for hearing my prayer. Thank you for answering me. Thank you for giving me some wisdom that I so greatly need. Thank you for my parents that I have. Thank you. And there are so many things to say thank you for. And we should make 2022 that year that we say thank you. So now we're planning for Christmas. Don't make this year about going in debt. Don't overspend. Don't take your credit cards and literally jam a whole bunch of purchases on there just because you think you're going to get points. Those points don't matter if you've got debt. Take some time. Think about a place where you would like to drive to. That you would like to maybe go down nostalgia lane and say, gosh, I'm so happy that event happened. I remember living there. I remember going to that school. I remember my mom taking me there. Christmas can be full of memory gifts. The memories that we can look back on and we can relive that trip to Paris or that trip to London or that trip to Niagara Falls or that trip to Florida, there's so many different places that you and I have been that we can be thankful for and we can plan for. We can do more planning. I remember probably the most... I just hit my desk. Sorry about that. The most memorable times that I have had is when I traveled to Europe, spent Christmas in Paris and the holidays in Monaco, and being in Nice and being in Rome, having communion, having the Christmas midnight mass with the Pope in Rome, standing in line with a priest from China. Those thoughts that, and the people that I've met standing in lines, the experiences of talking to people, they mean so much to me. Because they were experiences that were great. I remember sitting in the St. Peter's Cathedral waiting for Mass, Christmas Eve midnight Mass to begin with the Pope, and talking to the priest that came from China. And we were watching all the priests as they were getting ready. And he says, I was supposed to help, but I just couldn't. I said, why can't you do it? He says, well, the only clothes that I have is what I'm wearing at the moment. My tennis shoes, my black pants, my priest collar, my priest shirt. That's all that he had. All the other priests that were there, they were dressed in very beautiful robes and gowns and absolutely looking gorgeous. But this priest that I was sitting next to was poor. He was the only priest that was sent from China to take a seminary at the Vatican. It was amazing. His story of how he got there. In fact, I want you to know that he was from Mongolia. And that is probably, he said we may have 100,000 people that are a member of a church there, but he says that's where I've chosen to be. That's where I come from. It's amazing the stories that you hear about people who are willing to sacrifice their life just to learn a little bit more and then go back to where they came from to be able to teach, to be able to help his community, to help his people. That is probably one of my favorite memories of all time, is waiting in line to go into the Vatican for a midnight Mass with the Pope and to meet this very young, poor priest and hear his story of life. Stories of life really touch you, right? Sometimes we've been so inspired by individuals who have gone through tough times in their life, but they've turned out so positive and so wonderful and are great leaders and are great representatives of life itself. And we forget about that sometimes. But we hear these stories and they do inspire us. But we get so busy and involved in our lives that we forget. And sometimes it takes just a little bit of time in our life, a moment or two in the day, to look back at those experiences and say, what did I learn from that? How did that help me in my life? What wisdom did it give me? So as we get close to Christmas, I really want you to think about what has happened, what experiences you have that have made you the person that you are today, the individual that stands before people and do great things. What has those life experiences? Maybe you've gone through a tough marriage or a marriage that has almost destroyed you mentally, but you walked away and you created a brand new life for you. Maybe you're that individual, and now you need to share that experience with somebody else who has gone through that very same experience. Because our experiences we can teach other people about. Our experiences we can help other people make good decisions. Share your experiences. Live your experiences. But remember them. Because that is what has made the person you are today. No one made you that way. You made you that way because of the experience that you lived through. So let's just do some good stuff this Christmas. Let's be thankful for the rest of the year, and for 2022, we'll make that a thankful or Thanksgiving year. So let's remember the good times that have formed us and made us a better person. Why don't we take a trip? Well, let's go back to Paris this Christmas. Put on your imagination and let's travel. Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving. Let's get going.
This is the first year that we are alone. The kids have all flown. I've got a thought, dear, been planning on my own. So what would you think about us making a clean getaway, not coming back till New Year's Day? Let's go to Paris for Christmas this year. Let's go to Paris for Christmas this year. We'll stroll down Champs-Élysées, this year. It's been so long, dear, since we've been anywhere. I think we deserve as much. 2 first-class seats to Charles de Gaulle out of St. Louis Lambert Field. So let's make a clean getaway and not come back till New Year's Day. Let's go to Paris for Christmas this year. Let's go to Paris for Christmas this year. We'll throw Mona Lisa a glance. We'll make time for a little romance. Let's go to Paris for Christmas this year. Christmas this year.